Hey everybody, I'm here today to talk to you about braking versus downshifting when driving a manual car. Now, when you are driving a manual car and you are slowing down, you basically have two options. You can brake or downshift. And you can also do a combination of both, but depending on the situation. But for the purposes of this video, I will be analyzing both of the options separately, braking and downshifting. So there are two factors that come into play when you are deciding whether to brake or downshift when driving a manual car. The first factor is wear and tear. So you will produce some wear and tear on specific parts of the vehicle depending on whether you choose to brake or downshift. Now, if you choose to brake, you will be producing some wear and tear on the brake pads because you will be using the brake pads when you press your brake pedal down. On the other hand, when you downshift, you will be producing some wear and tear on the clutch because when you are downshifting, let's say from third gear to second gear, that additional shift involves the usage of the clutch, and the usage of the clutch during that additional shift will produce just a little bit of additional wear and tear on the clutch. So that's the first factor that comes into play when it comes with regards to braking versus downshifting. The other factor that comes to play is basically what you will be doing next when you are driving the car. So if I am going to come to a complete stop, then I almost always choose to brake when I'm driving a manual car. If I am going to speed up, like slow the car down and then speed up, or even possibly speed up after I have slowed the car down, then I choose to downshift instead of brake. Now, it all depends. Like right now I'm on the highway and I'm slowing the car down, so I'm going to downshift because I might speed up once this little bit of traffic passes. If on the other hand, if I'm coming to a stop sign, if I'm coming to a complete stop at a stop sign on a side street, then I would use the brakes, because I would choose to brake instead of downshift because I know that I am going to have to come to a complete stop. So let's say I'm approaching a stop sign and I'm going to come to a complete stop and I choose to downshift instead. Yes, I can slow the car down when downshifting, but eventually I'm going to have to tap on the brake pedal to get the car to come to a complete stop. So instead of downshifting and then tapping the brake pedal, I choose to simply just use the brakes to slow the car down and bring it to a complete stop when I'm coming to a complete stop. And just as I said before, on the other hand, if there's a possibility or a certainty that I will be speeding up, so if I am almost sure or sure that I will be speeding up, then I just choose to downshift and use the downshift to slow the car down. And then once I am ready to speed up again, I simply continue pushing the gas and then upshift. So that allows me to downshift and slow the car down without ever touching the brakes. So that's basically it. Those are the two factors that come into play when it comes to braking versus downshifting when driving a manual car. And it's always based on it's always a situational basis, because there are certain times in which you should brake and certain times in which you should downshift. And if you use the things that I spoke about in this video, if you sort of take them into consideration, then you can make a completely educated decision with regards to whether you should brake or downshift when you are driving a manual car. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.